Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Baha, Rachah, Kodash, which is the Heavenly Father name, whom the world ignorantly and willingly called Jehovah and Jesus. Double honor to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the holy apostles, back to their reincarnation. Shalom to all those brothers standing boldly, preaching the true doctrine. Basically, want to do a correction video on one of my videos I did. I slipped in my speech, and yeah, I just want to do a correction video on something I had mentioned in here. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to correct it and pull out the scriptures. And excuse me for slipping in the speech, and maybe this lesson here be edifying and what I was really trying to say. Currently, as it is written, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So he's going to promote wicked vibrations. He's going to promote things that's contrary to the scriptures. But all this is just a test to see who's with God and who's not, so the Lord can divide things accordingly. It is Job 9:24. The earth is right there. When I say all this is a test, to see who with God, so he can divide things accordingly. That's off. Because according to the scriptures, the Most High thought about everything, man. It is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastes 19:16. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart, which is your mind. And who is he that have not offended with his tongue? So, being in this flesh, man, we slip with our speech and our tongue and our thoughts, man. But nevertheless, I'm going to do a correction because, again, that's off. I just want to get a proper understanding on the Lord and him dividing things. But the Lord thought about everything already. So whether you choose to serve the Lord or not, everything's already set. The Lord don't have to divide nothing accordingly. But there is scriptures that points to the Lord making divisions in the nations and giving the heathen their allotted land and giving Israel their allotted land. Because the Lord is about order, So I'm going to read this. The 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 1. 2nd Ezra 6 and 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys of Zion were hot, and the present years were sought out, or ever the adventures of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that were gathered faith. Read that over. Before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure, talk about the elect, then that I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. And that's Yahweh Shem Shai. Then answered I and said, what shall be the pardon asunder of times, and when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followed? So point being is that everything is set. The Most High thought about everything, and that's what it was. So knowing that, I'm gonna read this. The Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastes 17:17. For in the divisions of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. So when the Lord divided the nations, divided things accordingly, he of all the nations, man, he set up rulers, man. He set up certain structures. The Lord controls everything. But Israel is the Lord's portion, and we're over the whole earth. We're over all the heathens, But in these times, striving for salvation and righteousness, the Lord is going to choose his elect, those that gather faith as a treasure. They're going to rule and judge on the thrones, judging the 12 tribes, man. Getting their lot and their divided lots handed to them for their work and standing stiffly and standing boldly to rule in righteousness through Yahweh Shai. As Proverbs 29 and verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So when the righteous bear rule, the world is going to rule forever, man, in righteousness. And that's through Yahweh Shai, his men now. And they are going to have their divided portions and their divided lots because, hey, they labored. They're worthy. It says, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So when the wicked bear rule, the people are mourning, the earth is mourning. But hey, it's not going to be like that when the righteous men reign through Yahweh Shem. Sorry about that, but yeah, man, because back like the Proverbs say, man, the righteous bear rule, the people when righteousness is authority, people are going to rejoice, man. And the men that's laboring now, they're going to partake into being rulers and kings and governors over certain things because they stood boldly. That's part of the rewards, and that's part of the Lord dividing accordingly for those that stand for him. Clearing up the slip of speech that I had said in here, man. So a couple more scriptures on, divide and how the Lord is about that. That is Luke 12:51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay, but rather division. So the Lord is about division, For henceforth there shall, this is just a parable going into division and things like that. This 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness, and what concord have Hamashiach with Belial, or what part have he that believeth with an infidel, and what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power. As God hath said, I will dwell in them, and walk in them, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. And I will be your father, and I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So that's, just a couple of scriptures, man, going into the correction and the slip of the speech, which I had made in this video, man, because the Lord always had things set, so shalom.